Hello, Professor. This is my demonstration video for week 2. And today we're going to be doing a full body workout in the beginner stage. So what I had in mind was that this person is coming in out of rehab from a previous injury or is coming from a sedentary lifestyle and they want to improve their health. So we're going to start with the upper body portion. So we're going to start with bicep curls. And for this whole exercise, the whole full body workout, it's going to be 3 sets of 16 for each exercise, except in the core portion, the planks will be 30 seconds. So for the bicep curls, it's going to be done with a dumbbell. So making sure that the person is pulling up using the arms, not swinging to bring up the weight. And the weight will be dependent on the person's comfort level as well as muscular strength. If they are struggling to keep their balance and they're kind of leaning like this, we can always have them sit in a chair and use the chair to support their spine and their balance. So that will be the bicep curl. After the bicep curl, we are going to do tricep extensions with a medicine ball. So pretending that my volleyball is a medicine ball. And we're going to have the client start by lifting it up, having it over their head, pulling down towards the middle of the back, and then coming back up, pulling down. Same thing applies if they're having trouble with their balance. They can do it sitting in a chair. So here, coming up, pulling down. The reason I picked a medicine ball for this exercise is that with tricep extensions coming down with dumbbells, their grip strength can sometimes go out and falter. So having a medicine ball here will help them put pressure onto the ball as they're bringing it down and bringing it back up, which also engages the muscles in the forearms. After that, they're going to do push-ups. So hopefully they can do push-ups on the ground, but if not, they can do push-ups on a wall. So the distance from the wall will be dependent on their abilities and their balance. So for this one, since they're beginners, they're going to take about a step, 2 steps and a half, then coming in as far as they can, coming back out. If this is easy for them, they can always take another step back and go further down, bringing the face and the chest into the wall. After that, they're going to do dumbbell bent over rows. So picking the dumbbells back up. We're going to make sure that their feet are shoulder width apart, bending over, pushing the hips out, and then rowing in. They can do it sideways like this or vertical and pulling in. Here, making sure that they are keeping their balance. The modification can also be in a chair, kind of leaning forward here, though this is much less effective. And moving on to the lower body portion of this workout, they're going to start with a medicine ball squats. So hopefully they can withstand the weight and they can squat all the way down. If they do not have that mobility, they can do a partial squat. If it is still too difficult, they can use a chair, squat down, and roll upwards. So rocking back in the chair and coming back up, making sure that they are keeping their spine neutral and bracing the medicine ball as they come up. And then we're going to do knee taps. So client will have the ball over the head, extending shoulder width apart. They're going to bring one knee up and come down here. And the balance aspect and the coordination aspect of this exercise can be very difficult for some people. So they can also do it sitting in a chair, holding up, bringing the ball down, and bringing the knee up, making sure that they're keeping a neutral spine and not kind of hunching when they do it. After that, we are going to do a glute bridge. So I'm going to bring you down really quick. Okay. So here, we're going to make sure that they are all the way on the floor flat, coming down here. So for a normal glute bridge, they're going to have their hands down to their sides, feet closer to the body, and then lifting all the way up. And to add resistance, they can also do this with the medicine ball on top of the hips, pushing up and coming back down. And then for the last exercise of the lower body portion, I'm going to do calf raises, which can be done with a dumbbell. So holding the dumbbells down or at rack, whichever their preference is for keeping their balance, and then coming up on the toes and rocking back. Coming up on the toes and rocking back. This can be very difficult because of the balance aspect. So they can also be doing it on a chair, dumbbells on the top of the thigh, and pushing up. So making sure that their weight is bearing forward and bringing it back up. So that is the end for the lower body portion. So then we're going to do the core portion of the workout. So I'm going to bring you back down again. There. So the first part is going to be bird dogs. Doing this on any kind of like really hard surface like brick for me. Considering our client would be older, you could have a yoga mat or the little knee pads so that they are not hurting their joints. So making sure everything is aligned, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. Then they're going to lift opposite limbs and coming back down. Opposite limbs, coming back down. This is a really good exercise for coordination and for balance as well as core strength. And then they're going to do heel taps. So switching positions onto the back, making sure that the hips are closer to the feet than like a normal sit-up. So it would be closer. Hands down by the sides. They're going to lift their upper body and swing to tap their heels. This is also good for coordination as well as flexibility of the spine. After that, they're going to do pelvic tilts. So this exercise is more of a stretching exercise rather than core strength. But by contracting the core muscles, you will be engaging them and getting some kind of simulation for strength. So starting in modified lunge position, normally clients here are gonna stick their hips out. So we wanna make sure that they're tilting their hips in, then here they're gonna contract and then come back. So then contract and come back. And then they would switch legs here, making sure that their hips are starting where they normally would be, so in a pushed out position, then contracting in and pushing back out. After that, we're going to do planks. So normal planks would be on the arms coming here. That is too difficult for them. They can also do a high plank, so hands under the shoulders. Considering that this person is a beginner, planks can be very difficult to keep your balance. So we can do it on a chair from a standing position, coming down, bracing the hands on the chair, putting the feet out from under the hips, and holding here. Okay, that is my full body workout for a beginner.